All right. Everybody have a good weekend? Anybody not have a good weekend? I mean, you don't have to have a good weekend. It could have been a mediocre week. You made it through it. Claire didn't, apparently. Do attendance here. All right. Let's do attendance real quick. Anybody do anything fun? No? Sorry, we didn't have class on Thursday. I'm sure you guys were all very upset. It's here. Oh, Allie's not here. Liam, Evan, Arlette, Sam, Air's not here, Xavier's here, Bridget's here, Macy's here, Colin is not here. Okay. Huh. Alright. Well, we'll figure that out. I was in the mountains. I got back Sunday night at like 10. Yeah, yesterday was a long day. But it was fun. Don't mind him, he's just gonna walk around probably. I don't know what. What do you want? Go lay down. Well, come up here then. Come up here. Come on. I don't have a ball for you. I'm sorry. Want to chase a mask? You want to chase that? Do you want that? Do you want that? Go get it. You got to bring it back. What? I don't have a ball. No. All right. Anyway. Okay, let's take a look at our calendar. I feel like I have dog hair all over my face. Right? Probably do. Today is when the multifunctional furniture critique is due. All right. Remember, those are the 6 more fleshed out drawings based off the feedback you got on the thumbnails. All right. From that, you need to have. From that, we'll go to 1. All right. So based off the feedback you get from peers and from me, you'll pick 1 to refine for the final. We will not have any more time in class to work on them. We are going to move on to our next project, right? But you still need to get that done in the next week, all right? I will have feedback to everyone tomorrow, by late tomorrow night probably is when it'll happen. I have a pretty full day, but I'll grade in the evening. Is everyone pretty clear about what I'm looking for? Yeah. Yeah, I was just reading that. I think that's left over from something else. It does just say 4, yeah. So, oh, he's okay. No, you're okay. He gets a little sensitive about like his ribs. Yeah. Yeah, so that let me edit that because I did change the assignment around this semester. It's just the 2 different states, so it's the 2 different functions essentially. So like, yeah, one state is essentially a function, right? Like it's state of like like gas and liquid and solid, right? States of matter, same sort of thing. Like you got it. Yeah, you need to illustrate them. You need to have the perspective drawing of it. You need to have a front, left, or a side view, a front view, and a top view of it. Yeah, you don't have to like so. As long as it's clear, and the drawing is cleaner than like the thumbnail sketches or even the critique drawings, which I don't know how clean you guys did your critique drawings. You can like quarter your area and have a perspective drawing, a side view, a top view, and a front view. Does that make sense? We talked about like the orthographic views and the perspective views. Yeah, it's like here I'll show you. I know I downloaded a bunch a while ago. So these are, yeah, these are Dana's 6 drawings that she did. And so here's your perspective view. Zoom in here. I don't know why it's not. Okay. So here's the perspective view, right? Gives you a sense of the depth. Here's a view of the back. She didn't have to do a back, but she did do a back. Side view, a front view, and a top view. These are orthographic drawings in that they don't show perspective, right? They're just straight flat drawings, mostly to give dimension. And then she did the perspective and notes on the perspective. And if I remember correctly, the feedback I gave her on these was that the drawings need to be cleaner, right? Like instead of freehanding this, maybe use a ruler or pen or something, like it should look more refined. And then she needed more detailed notes than just the little notes coming off of the drawing. Like that's fine, but like on this one, she didn't really show anything about transformation. I'm trying to think which. Like this is one that I think she did for her final, and it was pretty good. She took this one, and this is the one I think we settled on for the final. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is what I'm looking for everybody. Okay. You don't have to do a back. She did a back on all of hers, but you do need a front, a side, a top, and a perspective view with notes. All right. All right. Okay. So that's due tonight at midnight. I know a few people have already submitted. If you've already submitted and you want to make changes, feel free. You have until midnight to upload and change that stuff. Are there any questions over that? No? Okay. Then let's move on to what we're going to start today. So we're going to start our third project, mural design. What we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be creating proposals for 1 or 2 sites. Oh, Colin. Hey, sorry. Are you okay with dogs, Colin?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. That's the last thing.
No, you're good. He does that. He did that last night at like 2:30 in the morning because he heard something in the hallway and woke me up from a deep sleep, and I wanted to throw him across the room. So my wife was like, "That dog." Yep, that dog. I think she used a few expletives too. Okay, so we're going to be doing murals. We're going to be creating proposals. This project, I always like to do a site visit, right? I want to do this next. I'll pick a. Does anyone not have access? Okay, I have a minivan. I'll pick a couple of sites around town. We'll probably do 1 or 2. I think we will plan on this Tuesday. Weekend. So we got 2 cars. If everyone's okay with that. Otherwise, figure out your stuff. And I'll post the sites and talk about it on. But what we're going to do is we're going to go out there. We'll take pictures. We'll talk about environmental constraints. There might be things in the way, or there's cleanup that has to happen, or surface fixed, etc. If you know of a site that you see daily, or you think that one, the same sort of thing that we are going to do Tuesday, which is take pictures from different angles, make notes of environmental constraints, etc. Okay. The point of this is just to conceptualize another project, and then present a plan for executing the project. An art director or whoever is funding it. This is actually a class that Professor Bettany runs. Every now and then, I think it's called Community Art. I don't know, murals maybe, I think. But I'll figure it out. It's where she runs you the entire semester. You spend actually designing and then actually executing murals. Schools, town, etc. But we're going to look at a bunch of different examples today and watch some videos about people that put murals. There's a lot of different things that go into makes a good project for this class. You have to think about, like I said earlier, surface, location, the concept and how that fits into the location, whether or not it has to or doesn't. I mean, this one is just abstract, so it's not super specific, right? This one is more decorative than anything else. I don't know what building it's on, but we all know what this is, right? Does anyone not know what that one is? Sistine Chapel. Mural on the wall. Right, so there's a long history of artists doing murals. Long history. So this one is very specific, of course. It's in a cathedral or a chapel, right? Does anyone know this one? Degas, Frida Kahlo's husband, or Rivera. Sorry, Rivera. Rivera did a lot of like socialist murals, Hispanic, all through Mexico. What's going on? What are you doing? You want to do one more person? The Detroit Museum of Art has a really great mural by Rivera. If you ever get a chance to go up there and see it, that art museum in Detroit is really cool area. Yeah, yeah. I was up there this weekend. Not in that district. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Great. There are more and more in Omaha. Benson's got a bunch. There's some downtown near the baseball stadium. There's some in Southo. There's some in Bohemia. Kind of just all over. But yeah, like I said, for this project, we're going to pick 2 locations. You're going to execute ideas, develop some designs and ideas. You know, do you want it to be specific to maybe the culture of the area that it's in, or do you want it to just be decorative? Go a bunch of different ways with it, right? What the actual project is going to look like, what you have to execute for the critique are going to be, I want all the relevant sketches. So we're going to do a lot of brainstorming. What I like to have people do is once you can either print that out, trace them, whatever you're drawing on, right? Or if you're doing them digitally, work so that you fit into it. That sort of pre-visualization is super important because it's those things that you'll take to your creative director or the committee that's in charge of it, so that they know what it's going to look like before they okay the expenditure of funds. You know, they're not going to pay for something that they're just like, yeah, sure, whatever, right? It's just not gonna. That's not going to happen, or rarely ever happens. So we'll do that. You're going to have 3 distinct ideas. Okay. Hey, Ari, stay here. Stay here. You need to have 3 distinct ideas. That can be for 3 different locations, 3 ideas for one location, 1 idea for one location, 2 ideas for another location, however you want to break that up. Okay, but you have to have 3 distinct ideas for the critique. Right? Once we've gone through critique with that, these need to be in color also. But once we've gone through the critique, we'll make any changes we need to make, you'll polish them up, and then you'll submit that for the final. Okay? All right. This project will go pretty quick. I usually only spend a couple of weeks on it. We're going to start it. The critique's going to be due... Oh, I gave you a lot of time for that. Well, okay, Tuesday we're going to go to site visit. So we'll have a week after site visit to do the sketches, and then we'll be into, I think, oh, I had that wrong. Okay, this is midterms. the 9th through the 16th. So we'll have the critique due before that. So the critique will be due on the 4th. All right. So we'll do a sketch review next, on the 27th, which is in 2 weeks. We will do the site visit on the 20th. All right. So you'll have the 22nd through, or the 20th through the 27th to do your sketches. Right. I want today and Thursday to be research. Figure out what kind of murals you want to do. The more colors you have, the more expensive it'll be. Bear that in mind. Part of it, I don't think I have it on there, but I'll add it. This will be down here. We'll have to do cost estimates. Materials. We'll do cost estimates for the final. Okay, and what that means is we'll figure out what a common, we'll look up exterior paint prices, and we'll estimate like square footage for how much paint you need for each area. And we'll do rough estimates. There's ways to be really accurate, but we'll do rough estimates. And then that way you can present kind of a preliminary budget. Make sense? All right. Are there any questions over this project? Yeah.
As far
As far as the what? Type? Yeah, so you'll want to think about that because you want to use exterior building paint. Like you don't want to use a floor paint, you don't want to use an interior paint. You want to use something that's going to hold up in the elements. And then you also got to think about you need to prime the surface. So there's going to be a cost for primer. Ari? Yeah, don't give him any food. He'll snatch. He's a snatcher. That's what we call him. Like from Dora the Explorer. You know? Snatcher, no snatching. Hey, Swiper. There we go. We call him Snatcher. He is legitimately like we have all these kids, and in the morning they tend to have like eggs and a biscuit with Nutella on top of it, right, for breakfast. And I have one of my 6-year-olds will sit there and he'll sit back and he'll eat, and then he'll put his hand out like this because he's sleepy, and then he'll eat. And for a while there, Ari would just like sit behind him and wait for his hand to come down, and then just snag it. Like he would leap and grab it and be out of the room before you knew it happened. And just like scarfing it down as he's like running. Yeah, I've seen that. He's a Papillon. Yep. So we'll do estimates for different kinds of paint. If you think you need spray paint, then you're going to have to estimate the cost of spray paint, which is going to be more than probably than like a latex or something. Which, that was a good question. Like the type of paint is going to matter for sure. And then you want to think about like you can do a rough cost for like brushes and rollers and tarps and stuff like that. So, okay, all right. We can figure that out based just off of like square footage. I'll give you guys a table maybe. If your square footage is this, then your materials cost is going to be close to this. Minus paint though. Paint you'll need to figure out on your own. All right. Any questions? No? Okay. What I want to start with then is let's stop this.